Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're heading to Southwest Florida to do some inshore fishing. These fish are all in our harbors.
Close to 14 there.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, Henry Abbott and I decided to put the old Recon on the trailer and get out of the Wisconsin weather for a couple of days. And we're out down in Southwest Florida. Actually, we're on Sanibel Island. And on this particular area here, there's a preserve. And you get back in these areas and it's wild, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful, John. There's tons of wildlife and it's beautiful.
Now, you and I have some experience saltwater fishing down here, and I just like to go for something that bites. And they say that there's a lot of sea trout in this area. Are those fun?
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. They're kind of like us catching walleyes, but there's days where you can catch 30, 40 a guy, so it makes it a lot more fun. But there's redfish and other things mixed in with them.
And we're in our Recon, and you can bring your boat down here, folks, and you can get out of the wind on almost any occasion, right?
There's always somewhere you can get out of it, yeah.
We're going to catch something today?
We will, I promise.
Good. Hey, folks, at least we're warm. We'll show you what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this. Hey folks, John Gillespie here. You know, for over 35 years, we've enjoyed bringing you John Gillespie's Waters and Woods on cable and satellite, including FanDuel Sports North, FanDuel Sports Wisconsin, and Marquee Sports Chicago. And we've enjoyed having you watch all along the way. But with the changes happening in television, we're excited to move the show to YouTube, where it's easier than ever to watch, and get this, it's absolutely free. Our final episode on FanDuel Sports will be April the 11th. Our final episode on Marquee Sports Chicago will be April the 25th. But don't worry, we'll have a brand new show every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube. Just search Gillespie Fishing, subscribe, and join us every Saturday morning at 9. Plus, you can watch all of our old shows. Folks, remember, every Saturday morning at 9, join us on YouTube. Just search Gillespie Fishing. That is a beautiful walleye.
Oh, it's a giant.
Is that a beautiful coho,
Big
right?
coho there, John.
I don't complain about those.
Oh my God!
It's over 50 for sure.
That's pushing 5 pounds.
Holy smokes. Way to go.
Do you like fishing?
Yeah.
Life definitely gets busy these days, so an outdoor person like me would much rather be hunting, fishing, or taking care of the critters on the farm.
That's why the AMSOIL app makes things easy. Track maintenance, get service reminders, and order the right products in seconds.
I can never remember the specifics of my wife's vehicle, so it was great on the app to just be able to scan the VIN or the license plate number, and everything auto loads.
It's everything you need to stay on top of your vehicles right in your pocket.
So instead of worrying about maintenance,
You've got more time to fish. Download the AMSOIL app today. One app, everything AMSOIL.
There's more to explore. Pairing best-in-class Humminbird Explorer fish finders with Mega Live 2 live sonar is the simplest way to see it all. Zero in on the best place for a bite with more precision and more underwater detail. Then, when it's time to cast, see more real-time views of fish, structure, and your lure. If you want to stay more connected to the moments that matter, you need Explorer and Mega Live 2, only from Humminbird.
Henry, as we talked about at the open, you and I are taking a little vacation down here on Sanibel Island and doing some inshore fishing. And I think one of the greatest things about doing this, folks, is the fact that I've got my regular walleye gear, rod and reel, and plastics. I've fished down here before. These Kalin's jerk minnows are the key. And Henry, tell the folks, it's surprising how shallow we fish here, right?
Yeah, you know, John, we're fishing in 2 to 4 feet of water on grass flats. So you're out here looking, you can see the sand, you can see the white spots. We're looking for the dark spots where there's grass, and you can see it really easy with, good glasses. And, like you said, you're just pitching plastics right at those dark spots and waiting for those fish to come out and hit it.
You got your bass walleye gear.
Yeah, it's great. This is not like what people think of ocean fishing. This is more like walleye fishing for ocean fish.
There we go. That, I think, is going to be our first legal trout of the day. Look at that, folks. That's actually a pretty nice fish. Now, I'm using the heavier Seaguar line material here, folks, because I'm using 12 or, well, I'll tell you, there we go. That right there is a very nice sea trout. And Henry, they got to be 14 inches long, and that's about 17, isn't it, Henry? I think about 17 inches. But tell the folks, these are really good to eat, aren't they?
That is a good eating fish, John. And you know, for an 18, 19 inch fish, that's perfect. You know, you weed through some of the smaller ones to get those bigger ones, but that is perfect for what we want.
But again, the size limit is 14.
Yep.
And each guy can keep
three per
apiece.
person per day. Yep. And that is a perfect eating fish.
Here's another one, Henry. And there we go. Now that, what do you think that one is? 14?
That's probably 14, John.
Now this is the size you keep, folks. And you don't have to worry a lot. They got little bits of teeth here, like buck teeth type deal going there, but they're not going to hurt you. So, and sea trout are one of the most sought after fish down here. And again, 14 inches, and I think that'll make it. But tomorrow, Henry, what I'm going to do for you is we're going to clean 6 of these up and deep fry them. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to that, John. All we got to do is get, you know, like you said, 6 of them that are 14 to 18 inches, and we will clean them up and cook them.
So when you clean them, though, they're not like the trout at home. It's more like a walleye fillet.
They're exactly like a walleye. You clean them the same way. They got really nice white meat.
Yeah.
And they're really sweet, good fish.
One thing too, Henry, make sure you bring lots and lots of plastics with you, because this what happens in saltwater. They almost all have teeth, and they'll chomp you right off. I go through at least a pack of these a day. What do you got now?
I believe we got a ladyfish, John.
Now, not a good eating fish, but boy, are they fun.
They're fun to catch.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is what's taken most of our baits and turning them in half.
Okay, now that is, yeah, and you catch a lot of those, folks, and what a lot of guys that go out on the Gulf do, they chunk those up and use them on a bigger hook. They chunk them up, right?
Oh yeah, they're good cut bait.
And then here's another bait too that folks can use, and I catch a lot of these by mistake, and that is actually a good bait fish right there.
It is. It's a little pinfish. You stick them on a circle hook and throw them by the bridges and stuff, and trying to catch some snook and some bigger reds and some bigger trout,
so
stuff like that.
if you get some of those by mistake, keep them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bite every cast. Unfortunately, you catch a lot of ladyfish, but there's another nice trout, Henry, right there. That one you could keep, folks. That's over 14 inches right there. And Henry, the veracity, the way these saltwater fish hit is so much more vicious than a freshwater fish. I mean, they cream it.
There we go, John.
There you go, Henry. Oh, that's a nice one right there. That's a beautiful trout.
That's a pretty good one right there, John.
Now, what's your biggest one ever?
I've caught them like 30 inches.
And I've caught them up to about 25 in this area.
Yeah.
Here. And I guess the most convenient thing to tell a guy who's going to drag his boat down here, stop at a bait shop and just say, where are the grass beds?
Absolutely, you have to have them. If not, you're just going to be casting blind into nothing.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of help to find out where they're at.
But you know, we're kind of doing this blind, and it's whenever we find grass, we're finding fish.
We're finding fish. You got, like I said, we got to weed through them. You catch some little ones here and there, but you get the nice ones like this too.
Now the weeds or the grass doesn't look like what we have up north. It's kind of this stringy stuff right here, and it comes in clumps. And you need a good pair of Polaroid sunglasses because you can see the dark spots in the water, and that's what this grass is. And then the white spots is where the sand is, and that's what these trout are loving, is hanging out in this, because this is where the bait hangs out.
Breaking news from Fleet Farm. Navigate lakes and rivers with ease in the Pelican Argo 100 Angler Kayak. Designed for stability and built tough for every trip. Now, $269.99. Savings of $130.
Here we go,
Oh,
John.
you're getting hot up there. And you know, we should mention to folks that want to do this too, we're using plastics today, but a shrimp and a bobber is really a very effective way to do it, isn't it, Henry?
That's how most people do it. That's just how they were raised doing it. We like our plastics, so we're always going to stick with that.
But I mean, I think you get more bites with the shrimp.
Oh, for sure. I think all ocean fish in general prefer live bait.
And they kind of pop the bobber.
Yep, I think that's what attracts them, and then they'll eat the shrimp that's underneath it, you know.
I like the plastic so we don't have to pay for shrimp and we don't have to dig around.
Yep, much easier. Here's another one, John. I don't know what we got here.
Let's see. Oh, Henry. Don't lose that
it's a
guy
redfish,
there, buddy.
It's a redfish, John.
Is it a red?
It is.
Oh, that is cool. Should I net him?
I think I got him.
Okay, you gonna do the old flipping?
Let's get him.
You know, that is exciting. Now, we're not gonna keep anything today, because I don't know the regulations right now on redfish, but you've done a lot of red fishing in your day.
I have.
How are they? I mean, they're a sporting fish?
They're super aggressive. They're really fun to catch. They're a great fighting fish. This obviously is not a huge one, but that's a lot of fun. I would catch these all day long.
And table fare?
Really good.
Seriously?
Excellent eating fish. Yep.
Well, we'll read the regulations on those because we're not going to try and keep anything out of season. We know the trout rules.
Yep.
But point out the spots on there where you can tell.
Yeah, look at it. They're all different. Everyone's different. Some have spots, some have 1 or 2. This one's got 5. It's a pretty fish.
Yeah.
You don't see too many of them with 5.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
The skies are clear, shine on and on. Wisconsin woods and waters we all own. The skies are clear, shine on and on.
I've heard lawyers say, your job as the lawyer is to read the books, know the law, make the arguments. You can't get emotionally invested with your client. To do this job well, you have to. You have to get emotionally invested with your client. You have to connect with your client as a human being, or it never will be as authentic and real as it needs to be. We as trial lawyers, we owe that to our clients. We owe it to ourselves, and we owe it to our community to tell their story. It's their story. It's not ours. And the only way to do that in an effective way is to truly care, to truly connect, and listen.
They say things aren't built like they used to be. Tell that to John Johnson, the craftsman behind Recon Boats. He and his small team make each boat by hand, maintaining the highest standards. Every shred of fiberglass, every stitch of upholstery, every latch, hinge, and switch. It's all in the details, which is why the angler is at the forefront of the design philosophy for every Recon boat. Recon Boats, made by craftsmen, built for fishermen.
That is a beautiful walleye.
Oh, it's a giant.
Is that a beautiful coho, right?
Oh, there, John.
I don't complain about those.
Oh my God!
It's over 50 for sure.
That's pushing 5 pounds.
Holy smokes. Way to go.
Do you like fishing?
Yeah.
Well, folks, day 2 down here in Florida, and we're trying the canals on the way out to our spot. And what do we got there, Henry?
I believe a flounder,
That
John.
is a flounder. Look at that, buddy. And you know, if you bring live shrimp down in here, I think you'd catch a lot of different stuff. Now, those are delicious fish, aren't they?
That's what they say. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them, but people do love them.
Now, hold them like we can see them there. Yeah, look at the mouth. Where's the mouth?
Their mouth is in front. You know, they're funny. They got their eyes are both on one side.
Yeah, right.
Of the fish. That's the side they swim on. That goes on the bottom and that goes on the top.
Well, Ryan the photographer bought an app that tells you the eating quality of all these fish.
Okay.
And you were right about the trout. You know what it said? Excellent.
Excellent? Yeah,
Yes.
they're good table fare.
Now hold that up. Yeah, that's a weird looking deal there.
I don't even know how to hold it, John.
No. Hey there, Henry.
There we go, John.
Back in our spot from yesterday.
This is a good trout.
That is a good trout. Let's see him. Oh yeah, that's a dandy, Henry. And you know, like we were talking before, Ryan got that app that tells you, you know, the size limit and all that stuff, and,
Yep.
and the eating quality, and that rated as excellent. And we're gonna give them a try, Henry.
Yeah, we should, John. We eat a couple of them up, see what they're like.
And this is a really nice day to fish, isn't it? We got that nice breeze.
Yep, it is perfect out. Nice and sunny, 80 degrees, and
But that breeze helps you cover water, which is nice.
it sure does.
Ooh, it is interesting. What's so cool about these trout, folks, is you cast out, they bite, they miss, and they always come back and hit it again. So when you get a bite, just keep her coming. And that is a little short on the scale of 14 inches. But today is just perfect, as I said before to Henry, because we've got a nice southeast wind that's pushing us along these weed edges. Now the water is pretty murky here, and when it is clear, you can see the weed clumps. So I'm relying on the 2D locator to see the weeds on the bottom as we're drifting. Henry, this is really a cool area. We went through a little inlet and we're now in the DING National Preserve, and you get back in here, you got to be real careful not to get stuck. But Henry, this is just wild back here, isn't it?
It's pretty crazy back here, John. You got all kinds of wildlife, there's all kinds of birds, there's fish jumping all over the place. It's neat back here, I like it.
And this is the type of water guys would try for snook in?
Yeah, I think snook, reds, our trout as well, but there should be a little bit of everything back here, I would think.
Another hit, Henry, right by the side of the boat. And those trout fight, buddy. There we go. Now that's a keeper right there, folks. And we're going to show you a little bit later on in the show how you fillet these and how white the meat is. And this is actually a keeper right here. And Henry, they are hard to hold on to, aren't they, buddy? Now that's about a 14 and a half, 15 incher. So I know that's maybe even 16, but that's a keeper right there. Folks, I want to talk a little bit about the line we're using down here. I'm using the Seaguar PEX8. This is a really small diameter line that absolutely casts a mile, but it's 21-pound test, and that should be plenty for down here. And my leader material is Seaguar Brackish, and I use 17-pound test line. This is fluorocarbon. The fish can't see it, but the 17-pound test will handle pretty much anything that will catch down here. I've even caught a nice 35-inch snook on this type of line. But again, my main line is the PEX8, and my leader material is the Seaguar Brackish. How many times did that one bite?
That one hit twice, John.
Yeah, that's so cool. And they don't give up, do they?
No, they don't. They do, like you said. They always come back and hit it again.
Now, Henry, you've been down here all different months of the season, you know, and you've done a lot of inshore fishing, especially on the east coast of Florida. We're on the west coast right now.
Right.
But what are the best months to fish?
From what I say, the hotter it gets, the better the fishing gets. I really like May, June, and July.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Is it stifling hot down here?
It is really hot with no wind, but, you got to take what you can get. The fishing's so good down here then.
Well, what I like about this time of the year, or at least what we're doing, these sea trout seem to bite all year long.
They do. It's one of those fish that you can catch winter, summer, everything.
That was interesting, folks. As soon as that plastic hit the water, that fish smoked it, Henry. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see here, buddy. Oh, that's a nice trout there.
There you go.
I thought he had a big heart. He fought really good. And yeah, that hit as soon as it hit the water there. That was pretty impressive. And another tip too, folks, when you come down here and you bring your boat like we did, I recommend stopping at any bait shop. These bait shop guys down here, Henry, are very helpful if you buy a few shrimp from them, aren't they?
They will, John. They'll tell you, give you spots to go, tell you the baits to use, what they're biting on that time of year and everything. Yep, that's a great idea. Always stop at your local bait shop.
There's a lot of websites that have up-to-date information too.
Oh, absolutely. Do some research and, look and see what kind of fish you want to catch and where to go and how to catch them.
Folks, it's time now to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2026 Fishing Contest.
Our first winner is Doug Grant of Okauchee, Wisconsin. He caught this 16 1/4 inch crappie on the Bay of Green Bay using a jig. Shane Franken of Brookfield, Wisconsin caught a 45-inch northern pike on the Bay of Green Bay using a fathead. Corey Canal of Webster caught this 30-inch walleye in Burnett County using a chip up. And Michael Curran of Peosta, Iowa caught a 35-inch steelhead in the Kenosha Harbor using a crankbait. On to our youth winners with Nolan Pedersen of Pulaski, Wisconsin. He caught this 40 1/2 inch northern pike near Oconto using a minnow. and Sam Healy of East Troy caught a 15.5-inch black crappie with his uncle on Potter's Lake using a rosy red. Trusted by Midwest families since 1955. Available at your local Fleet Farm store or online at fleetfarm.com. This week, trigger more strikes with the Rapala Original Floater, featuring that classic wounded minnow action. Now, buy one, get one 50% off. Plus, save 15% on all Frable landing nuts. Hurry in, sale ends March 22nd.
Folks, everybody's talking about the Elliott and 2B jigging rods this year. They're the new hot item for ice fishing. And right now at Fleet Farm, they have the best price guarantee. They are perfectly balanced with ultimate sensitivity and designed to fish all your favorite ice baits under the ice. Whether you're chasing panfish, walleyes, or lake trout, 2B and Elliott ice rods come in every action and length you need for this ice fishing season. Check them out at your favorite Fleet Farm store.
Folks, taking a break in the fishing, I am here with Tom from Johnsonville to share an exciting new innovation from Johnsonville Sausage. What do we got today, Tom?
Ryan, we're so excited to announce that we have fresh sausage and ready-to-eat sausage infused with Dr. Pepper. In today's society, everything's polarizing, right? And at Johnsonville, we're all about family, fun, and keeping it juicy.
Do you think people are going to argue whether or not the pre-cooked or the fresh brats are better?
That's what we're going to interested in all the viewers to see. Do they like the fresh or like the pre-cooked better?
So how are you cooking these?
As always, we want to cook them low and slow, turning them constantly so they don't burn.
Are they available now?
They're available now. And again, with Johnsonville, they're made with premium cuts of pork, Johnsonville natural spices, and infused with Dr. Pepper.
I love it. Let's try it.
All right.
You made one for me.
I made one for you.
There's not one for you, though.
No,
just me.
I'll
I'm
have
your
to have
guest.
it after you, yes.
All right, I can't wait to try this. Here we go. That's good. It's like a sweet and salty kind of flavor.
And you taste the Dr. Pepper in it.
You really do. It's good. I like it a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Look for Johnsonville at your favorite retailer today.
You know what I found really interesting, since we only fished a day and a half, but when we get out here first thing in the morning, folks, these fish are a lot more active than they are right now. This isn't a bad trout coming in here. Here he is. There we go. There we go, Henry. That's a nice trout right there. But one thing too, and Henry, you'll agree with this, I'm sure. When we jig this plastic up in Wisconsin or the Midwest, it's kind of a flip, let it sink, flip, let it sink. These fish are more aggressive, so you're actually jigging more aggressively.
A lot more aggressive, John. You know, we're used to fish hitting on the pause, where that's not necessarily how it is here. You got to keep your stuff moving. You know, we walleye fish, you crank, reel, let it pause, you know, jerk it, let it pause. Here, you got to keep it moving.
You really do.
Yeah, or they just go away. If you don't, they're gone.
What do you got, another one of those blowfish?
I think I do, John. We'll know here in a second.
Now watch this. Is he gonna blow up? I can't see.
Hang on, we dropped him.
Is he?
There he just did.
There he goes. Yeah, and you actually you're not afraid to touch them, right?
No.
They're just kind of look interesting.
I gotta get a picture too.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice green eyes.
Yeah, that's a dandy. That's a beauty, Henry. You gonna eat them?
No, I think we'll throw them back.
Folks, take a look at that. That's a big old manatee, and they're very prevalent down here in Southwest Florida. And Henry, they're gigantic animals, aren't they?
They are big, John, and they're really gentle. They just kind of roam around. They'll come right up next to the boat, come out of the water. You can get a good look at them. Just keep your distance from them, and all is good.
Yeah, they're actually plant eaters, and some of the areas, if you go up the rivers here in Fort Myers and Cape Coral, there's warnings for manatee to not go fast in certain areas so you don't hit them, right?
Yeah, it's just like a no-wake zone. They have manatee zones, they call them, so you just go slow.
How big are they?
I have no, I'm going to guess 1,000 pounds. They're like as big as a car.
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
really,
that
really
is
big.
really a cool sight to see. That is neat. One very important thing, folks, when you're doing this inshore fishing down here in Florida is there are a lot of sandbars. So what I'm able to do with this Humminbird Explorer is code everything 3 feet or less in red, so I don't run any of the sandbars and get stuck on top. So all you got to do is code it 3 feet or less. You can do it 5 feet or less, or 2 feet or less, or whatever, but 3 feet or less is fine for me, and I just stay away from all that red area and I'm fine. Again, the Humminbird Explorer combined with the Lake Master chip, it's fabulous. Well, we wanted to fish the canal where we're staying, Henry, and you know, we don't know what we're going to catch. What do you think?
I have no idea, John. Oh, I think it's a little grouper.
Seriously?
I think so.
Well, let's see here.
Yep.
Can you flip him in, or what's the deal there?
Barely hooked.
There we go. Now, what is that?
It is a grouper of some sort.
Okay.
If I had to guess, I think it's actually a Goliath grouper.
Really?
Just a little guy.
That's interesting. And you know, there's if you're down in Southwest Florida, there's a lot of these canals too that you can fish, right?
Oh yeah, any of them. They hold so many different fish. It's worth just going and giving it a try.
That's cool. Let me see them. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Folks, everybody's talking about the Elliott and 2B jigging rods this year. They're the new hot item for ice fishing. And right now at Fleet Farm, they have the best price guarantee. They are perfectly balanced with ultimate sensitivity and designed to fish all your favorite ice baits under the ice. Whether you're chasing panfish, walleyes, or lake trout, 2B and Elliott ice rods come in every action and length you need for this ice fishing season. Check them out at your favorite Fleet Farm store.
Oh, Pete, I'm getting too old for this. So, John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps?
Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set?
Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin.
For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333. That is a beautiful walleye.
Oh, it's a giant.
Is that a beautiful coal, right?
Coal there, John.
I don't complain about those.
Oh my God!
It's over 50 for sure.
That's pushing 5 pounds.
Holy smokes.
Do you like fishing?
Yeah.
You know, Henry, for a couple of Midwestern guys who drove down to Florida to catch some fish in the wintertime, we did okay, don't you think?
We did good, John. We got out of that cold weather for a little while, caught some fish, and had a little vacation.
And saw some big fat manatees.
We did see some big fat manatees.
And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish yet. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.
Oh, never mind. It's in his mouth right there.
With your lure?
Look at him. No, he's eating it. Oh, he got away. Maybe. No, get off of there. There we go.
Well, you're hot today, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, we got to tell the folks too. Oh, Henry, that was a beauty.
That was a good one.
Yes, that's a shame.
That sucks.
That is a manatee, folks, and they're very prevalent down here in southwestern Wisconsin.